Trending stars.
We're back with another episode of Trending Star, and I am Alina Fechunga. And today we are blessed by Twanda. He went silent, and Timve Wudukodi now what's up and cooking this year forward. Yes, we are in the second half of the year. I don't know what my resolution is. For some of us, we try again next year, of course. In Mugetera Sujaga Jama Wagavena.
I'm going to go give.
Kungo give it out.
Give it out. Go.
All right, but how have you been in general?
No, I've been good, man. I've been really good. I'm at peace. Yeah, I was searching for some peace. So I found some peace.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to now mess the peace up by interacting with the world.
All right. Now, before we dive into, people getting to know Twanda, can you just tell us what was up with the silence?
The silence. So I dropped an album, So I worked on that album, I think, for like a year.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot. Yeah, it takes a lot out of you. And especially because I chose an album that I was working with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So from the producers all the way down to the artists. So you're back and forth. Has the verse happened? Has this happened? I'm late. I'm making certain things. I'm doing certain things on off time.
Yeah.
So it took a lot of energy from me. And then I also lost a couple of people as well. So I was just like, let me just chill. And then even in that time, I was trying to figure out how do I do what I'm doing? Because when you're presented with the opportunity that I was presented with, it happens when you're just already living your life. You don't prepare, you don't know it's coming, you don't know when it's gonna come, and you don't know how to deal with fame or the opportunities that come from it. So I had to also take a 3-month break just to figure that out. How do I release music? Where do I record? Who's my photographer? Who are my visual directors?
Yeah.
All of those things, I had to figure all of that out. Yeah, so that's why I've been MIA.
All right, is this album out?
Yes, it's out. We dropped it
Because
in
I think I was
November.
checking on YouTube, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah, okay, so it's everywhere. It's on Spotify, it's on YouTube, it's on Boomplay. It's called Ayimbi Volume 1.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think I saw that, but I was like, it looks like putting the Nyimbo emoji, not
Yeah, so it's a whole album. And actually what we did with that is I didn't want to just drop a collection of songs, because that's maybe what most albums are. I wanted it to be a little bit thematic. And so the songs, because I'm doing songs with very different artists, it's how do you make this thematic? How do you say this is one theme? So the idea was, Kuti, it's going to be it's on radio. Yeah, so the whole thing is called IMB Volume 1, and it's presented as if it's a radio program.
Makes sense. That's why I missed it. Oh my goodness. I'm going to listen to it after this. What's it all about? But then how was the recipient after releasing that album?
So I got a good reception. I have a very hardcore fan base, a core fan base that I have, the people who've been following me for a lot of years and the people who've dived into my music now. So from that aspect of things, it was a very well-received album. But I guess from a, a super popularity point of view, it wasn't breaking records or anything like that. But it's still been a very good reception.
Maybe actually, did you market it enough?
Yeah, that's the thing about marketing also. I'm an independent artist. Yeah, I'm an independent artist. I'm not signed under any label. So marketing an album, you're looking at close to 5 to 10 million. If you want everybody in Malawi to listen to it, And I don't think I'm in a space where spending 10 million for people to just listen to my album. It doesn't make sense. I've got people to take care of. I've got me to take care of as well. So from that, I didn't really market it in that way. But now that I'm back with this whole radio tour, TV tour, there's some things that we've put in place so that people can actually hear the album.
All right. Now let's dive into who Twanda is. Tell us, how did you find yourself doing music?
My dad was a very huge fan of music as well. Yeah, so he was involved in the Malawian music industry. He's one of Mlaka Mario's first managers.
Oh.
Exactly. So when he was dropping his first album, actually, he dropped it under my dad. And he always had my CD, boom boxes for us to play things from this. So my introduction to music starts from there at that very young age, And then if we're saying, Cody, how did you get into the studio? Then it starts in in secondary school. Yeah, I was learning a dress band at that time, and dress band in a school with like a lot of talent. Yeah, you had Hayes Angola was there, Cindy So, Gemini Major was also learning a dress band. So it was a very cool place to be. So that's when I started making music. People were doing freestyles, and I was like, let me try as well. Yeah, so I used to rap actually before I became a singer. So yeah, at the same school, somebody invited me to go sing at SCOM.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized that, people actually like my singing voice.
Okay, now wait, hold up. You went singing Kuskom.
Yeah. Somebody was like, because I was always singing in the shower. I'm always singing. So if you meet me, Sibangadu say 10 minutes in this and yeah. So I'm always singing. And then somebody heard me in the shower and they're like, I said, you should come sing at SCOM.
Were you a SCOM member then?
I didn't even know what SCOM was, you know? Yeah, so I knew then. That's when I realized, so people have even... Yeah, nagaimba zokwiza. Actually, nagaimba... Yesu tantrelanga. Georgian Kandari. Yeah, so it was a really good reception, and people had to sing the next week as well. So I was like, okay, this is dope. I guess I should keep doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, do you think the Malawian music industry is welcoming and conducive enough for up-and-coming artists?
Life is just tough. You know what I mean? I can't say that it's conducive per se, but then what would conducive be, you know? But yeah, it's not like an easy place to be. It's not an easy place to be for an upcoming artist. It's professional. It's a professional space. People are trying to earn money there. So it's not like you can just come and then just be like, hey, I'm the new guy here and everybody pay attention to me. Yeah. So it's not an easy space to enter. But again, because of the privilege that comes with being a top artist or a very well-known artist, it's also not going to be easy. Yeah. It can't be easy. Yeah, so I can't say it's a super conducive environment. There's a lot of, what's this that AKA likes? There's a lot of culture vultures. There's a lot of culture vultures. There's a lot of people who will take your talent and not give you anything for it.
Really?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. I think that's a topic for another day.
So as a young or older upcoming artist, you just have to be careful. You have to know what you want, why you make music, why you make art. It's not even just music. There's a bunch of different art forms as well. You just have to know why you do these things. Otherwise, you can be very exploited. Yeah. Okay,
exploitation in the music industry is real. In case manena zilipo. So now talking about Ninginje Luanga. Did I pronounce that correct?
Correctly.
All right.
Yeah, you get an A star for that.
All right, let's talk about that song. It broke, like records in Malawi. It was everywhere.
Yeah.
And can you just tell me the pressure that came with? Kudi, you're almost everywhere. You're listening to your song on TikTok, Facebook, like everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know if there was pressure. I think for me, it's just been gratitude. Yeah. It's like, these are not things that you can plan, Like, there's some of these things you get them once in a lifetime. Yeah. So for me, it was just like, it's just been a minute of gratitude. Every day I'm just grateful for the song because I didn't sing it for recognition. I didn't sing it to be big. I sang it because my best friend is a cool person and I was like, and that was what happened. So for me, it's just like, I've always just been grateful. I don't feel any pressure to do anything other than like continue living my life basically. And if like another song like Ninginjwanga shows up again, then that's great because you can't just make that and say, go to Zikachitika in this way. Yeah, I couldn't have, you can't just make a real thing out of nothing. Yeah, let me just say that. So I don't feel pressure from it. I feel gratitude. Yeah.
Okay, nice. He feels gratitude and not pressure. All right, so I've just introduced this Egaliro section in the program where I get artists to sing, getting my 1 minute of private session,
Also to prove it's not AI.
Exactly, just to prove that, no, guys, that's the real voice right there. No edits, no auto-tunes and everything. So you're going to give us, a hook and the chorus for Ninginje Luanga. Yeah.
How did I, the problem is, when I was singing that song, there was another person singing. It wasn't me.
Really?
I'm joking. So Ninginje Luanga, what's a life without friends? That's a life full of enemies, yeah. You stay repping my team, You deserve every single one of your flowers, be. Yeah. Ah, yeah, yeah. Now your heart is too big. All the soul that your heart bleed. I done you wrong, but you let live, yeah, you let live, yeah, yeah. You deserve everything. You deserve everything. I pray you get every win, yeah. Iwe ninginje wanga. Anzanga. Jondo sazafe. Ndimi nabeni.
Okay.
Ina
Ndibadira kuti ndiwe mfana
you have to leave them hanging. This show mathendi.
Okay. Ina itizamvera ku show. So at least that's proof right there. Guys, it wasn't AI. That's his voice. I think it even sounds better in person and like
on recordings. That's actually the funny thing about my music. I'm a better live performer than a studio
recording.
Yeah, like my voice echoes better, I guess. Yeah.
All right, and I guess Mwina Sobena, my producer, you're not doing these artists justice. Because I mean, I've heard a couple of people sing live and then you listen to the recordings, you're like,
yeah.
It's not balancing. What's happening, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. But of course, like, there's levels to these things, yeah? I work with like I think some of the most talented. I actually say my producers are the most talented in Malawi. No offense to other producers. But like I work with Lamek Kajali, I work with Trappy Beats, I work with Sizo and top tier, Hike Beats, you know, naturally they really know their job. I think when it comes to like, because when you record into something, it's just gonna change because maybe there's like noises, so you have to remove things. So the real essence of the voice is lost. But that's why performing live is also like a marker of talent as well. You can do it in the studio, but can you do it on the stage as well? Yeah.
All right. Now let's talk about, you know, you as an artist coming from the north,
Yes.
We have this, you know, north. You know, there's some sort of sidelining to that. Do you think that also plays a major role when it comes to, you know, the north making music? In as much as, I mean, I have to respect the north, kuli talent, you're good like mad talent.
Yeah.
My people always like, if you want to succeed in music, then move to the
Yeah, you know, a lot of people who talk about like this stuff, they don't know what they're talking about. I can't imagine like if somebody who's knowledgeable about music just saying, if you want to succeed, then bastango samu. Because that's a crazy thing to say. Bastango samu, then I'm going to succeed.
Yeah.
You know, the north, I think, is an interesting place for the whole of Malawi because it doesn't have a lot of eyes on it. Yeah, and I think a lot of people complain, it's not just music, you know, development, all of these different things. But I think it's a very good spot. Yeah, the north is a very good spot. And the fact that maybe it's sidelined, as much as it's a disadvantage, but there's always like a silver lining. Because now what's happening in the north is that the sound is not defined by like hype or trends. It's just like, what do you make? When you go on TikTok, even when you find some of the artists from the north, who might talk about, okay, this guy is from Malawi, you know what I mean? Even me, I'm like, I'm listening, and then I'll hear them maybe singing Tumbu. I'm like, hey, okay, this person is like in Malawi. Other than that, it's like the sound is unlocked from hip hop, all the way to Afro, even like this local Malawian sound. There's different artists exploring it really well in Mzuzu. And I think it really is just sidelined because it's Mzuzu. Yeah.
All right. Do you think the blend that you guys do with, you know, the way you play around with Tumbuka and other North languages, do you think that also plays an advantage to you people?
I think it plays an advantage for sure because it's just a different thing. Yeah, somebody's just hearing something different. It's makarakachi. For example, like with Ninginjawanga, we could have called that Usazafe. Yeah, but we were like, let's call this Ninginjawanga because it's also going to give the song a story. What does Ninginjawanga mean? What are you guys saying? Oh, it means this, and it helps the song expand and it gives it more flesh. Yeah. So I think using Tumbuka is definitely a good thing. But I think like just using language is one of the best ways to connect with Malawians. Even let's say kumangojiso kumadruga nyimbo so
Zachi yao,
and I can't hear anything, but like I'm vibing. You know what I mean? I'm vibing because I know this is a dope song, and I'm relating to the culture. Yeah, so I think using our languages is important as well. Yeah, it's not really about the beats. And I'm going to kind of Malawian sound.
I mean, I was coming to that, like, do we really have a Malawian sound?
I mean, like, I think that's an important question, and it's a difficult question to ask, but do we need one? Why do we need one? Do we have a Malawian-made car?
I mean, we need recognition. I mean, when it comes to music, and that's how Zambia, we know just by the beat that that's a Zambian song right there. Tanzania, Mozambique, I mean, Namibia, of course, Namibia. Yes,
Maybe
but they have...
not, you know what I mean?
But yeah, they do have a distinct... I think I've heard a couple of artists from Namibia, like, you know, they're also unique in their own way.
Okay,
So,
yes, that's fair. What I can say to that is that then that sound already exists. Manganje iribo, you have Beni, you have all of these different sounds that are active, but people don't support them. If people were looking for a Malawian sound, then those would be the biggest sounds. Yet you find that like Amapiano is the biggest sound in Malawi right now, and next is going to be 3-step. So it means that the world doesn't just say, "Good, we're going to listen to this because it's Malawian." They listen to music because it's good. The biggest reason to listen to music is not just because we're saying, "Good, oh, this sound has to be Malawian." No, the Malawian sound has to be good. That's what Malawians should be known for. If we're making hip hop, let's make good hip hop. If we're making Amapiano, let's make good Amapiano. Like Zez is doing songs with South African artists. So it means he's making good enough Amapiano that the owners of Amapiano are saying, "Good, this person can sing with us." So I don't think it's really about let's create a sound. Let's be having that as a side job, but we shouldn't say that people shouldn't sing other things. I don't think that makes sense.
But do you think it's working though? I mean, we've had my international artists come to Malawi, and we have seen big artists say, yeah, I'm gonna be, you know, releasing a song with this big artist, and then the songs never come out. We have never seen one song come out. Do you think like we really do qualify to be on the international stage as a nation when it comes to music?
Ooh, that's a hot question. What are you trying to do?
I mean, we've seen it happen before, but we never see the songs. Do you think that we qualify? Because for me, that's like, I don't think Kuri as a Malawian artist, they do rather deserve Kuri, they should be on that spot.
I think there's artists who can sing at like a level of artist Agunja. There's some, but it's not a lot. Yeah, it's not a lot, and it's not a lot because there's not a lot of innovation in the Malawian. It's trend-based. Yeah. So it's not like Kunja is not trend-based, but there's a lot of people outside who work, let's say like South Africa, Nigeria, America, those are like the behemoths of music. There's people who are working seriously on the music. Whereas here, you don't really know if there's like seriousness with everybody as well. Yeah, so I can just say there's certain artists who are at a high standard. Hayes and Gola is at a high standard of rapping. You know, like I'm pretty sure if you put Hayes and Nasty C on a song, they'd go hard. There's Classic is also like at a high standard. But then I think if I start mentioning names, and then I don't mention other names, people are going to be like, so I would just stop
I mean,
there.
At the end of the day, we have options, don't we?
I'll just stop there. But we have artists capable of the international caliber of music, which is more about standard, mixing standards, lyrical standards, how maybe the deliveries are done. So we have, but we're not there yet as an industry. We play too many games. There's too much. There's not enough working together. It's like tiny circles of people, you know? It's like, this industry is too small. Everybody should be working together. Not obviously, I don't want to force everybody to work together, but like, it has to be wider. The scope has to be wider because the cake is too small now. We have to bake a bigger cake.
I mean, it's always the very same artist we see each and every year. So, yeah, taziba sana ni opportunity.
Ganada ndaola ma presenter.
I mean, we need to see more new faces in the industry, you know, and we also need to see them strive at the end of the day because, I mean, Timaona, up-and-coming artists were blow, and then we don't know what's happening in the music industry, but food for thought. All right.
And I think to add on to that, I can just advise, because, okay, the thing is, it's also, we can't expect other people who are up to pull up people, even though there's a natural human inclination to say as humans, we help each other up, so if we can see that other people are not helping each other, it's also a job of an artist to create your own platforms and to also push yourself. Because at the end of the day, you came into this world alone. So like a lot of the things you still have to work on them alone. It would be nice if people were helping each other and pulling each other up and setting platforms up, but then don't also despair.
Yeah.
Try to like set up your own platforms, meet your people, replicate what other people are doing, and like see what can happen for you.
All right, so we did talk about magenres. Magenres in Kale, we just have to make sure as a country we are actually, just doing it better. People should be like, okay, that person is from where I in Malawi. Now let's talk about this. I feel like Panova, especially when it comes to Afro, we're seeing people copying, Nigerians a lot. You see Mwina artist 20 or they want to sound like Joe Boy, Fireboy, Rema. Do you think don't you think it actually sort of pulls down our industry when it comes to music?
So that's a very good question. Are you a musician?
No, I'm not, but I mean, I'm passionate about music.
Yeah, you're asking good questions. I think it's got two sides to the coin. I think this is not only happening in the world, it's happening in Malawi, it's also happening across the world. So like culture is becoming like a monolith, where trends are superseding the creation of like something new, something experimental, something more feeling. So it can go either way. It can destabilize our industry, make it like less valuable, or maybe the guys who are copying, one or two, can end up becoming really successful on a particular stage. So it's a hard one for me. But I always just say that, like, don't copy. Maybe imitate, like try to do something and then add your feeling to it. Because at the end of the day, that's what music is. Nyimbo zonse zogoma zaba ziko lapha sepanozima jogera from another song. Even Nywanga has a sample in it. Like any song, it's very difficult to not build upon something that already exists. But to just straight up just take that thing and then just put it out there like in a copying manner, I don't respect that.
Okay.
I personally don't respect
All right. Now back to your music. When you're writing your songs, what do you want people to actually get from them? What feeling do you want people to feel when they're listening to songs by Twanda?
I want somebody to be like, sakunama. Whatever the song is about, because I'm always trying to like say something. It's maybe hinged on kind of grief, love, one of the emotions. Because for me, music is just about. In fact, music. I used to use music within the large. Didn't go feel it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because like rap allows you that. I was talking with SG yesterday, and I was just telling him that rap gives you a chance to say, I'm a big man. So like I used to use that. So that catharsis is like important for me. So I don't really just make a song just so that it should be ningo banga, ningo. So I want people to really connect. I want people to say, what you've said there is true. So if I'm talking about love, I want to say, hey, you make me feel like this and like that. And the person should be like, sagunama. I want to say something about death, and somebody should be like, hey, man. Sagunam. Yeah, I want that. Yeah.
All right, and lastly, I've got a couple of 3, 4, maybe 5 questions just to, have fun on stage.
I'm scared.
I know, they're not scary questions, just flex a little bit.
That's what I'd say if they were scary questions too.
Let's start with your dreadlocks. Would you cut them for anything else? For a rebrand, maybe if I was to offer you, a billion kwacha.
That's a strong number.
I know. But would you cut your hair for anything else?
I think like for a strong number of money, maybe. You know what I mean? But like, for me, these dreads, they're like my life. They represent a lot. Yeah, they represent, I think I've had them for 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
Dreadlocks, when you get dreadlocks, everybody tells you to not have them.
Yeah.
Starting from Baden.
True that.
So for me, this was my independence. Because like Antwama Gudurugadi, it's not like some people will really be like, that's a bad person, especially like 7 years ago. Now it's like a style thing, like you go, apparently like people get dreads from other people or something like that, But like when I was studying at that time, it was like, so what is this stuff? But it's an independence thing. Because for me, it was like, it's just hair. I'm like, guys, it's just hair. And the hair is growing and people are just treating me in this particular way. So it gave me a certain strength. I've been through it with a lot of things, but now it's also like, I see. You know, so I don't know if I'd cut it off. I think I'll probably just cut it off because I'm tired, or I'll comb it out.
Sell it to me when you're cutting it off.
Yeah. I'll comb it out like Jay-Z did, like, or maybe just have a big afro.
Oh yeah, that works as well.
Yeah, because at least then I won't lose the hair and I can twist it again.
All right.
Yeah.
And maybe when you're looking at the Malawian music industry, which artists stand out for you?
Currently, or like ever existed?
Either way.
Currently, I really like the youth. You know, my youth was like, wait up, man.
Yeah.
Ajina Troy, Ajina Eugene. Who else am I missing? You know, Oath?
Yeah.
Oath.
The go, yeah.
I'm missing a lot of people here. But like generally, all the young people, Ajina Squeeze, Ajina Casino. Like, I like the youth, man. Like, the youth are coming in with like a new sound. They're daring. They're listening to like old music and bringing it back into the zeitgeist. So you know that these people are like making music from their heart. And that's what I really like. When you start making music so that like this brand should sell and that should sell, it's like more manipulative and you're playing with the spiritual energy of music.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. Just do it well. Yeah, but I like my guy Menio. And obviously, so we have people like Tuno. I love Tuno's vocals, Kim of Diamonds, Tadara. Like, I like music. I'm a Malawian fan. I'm a fan of Malawian music.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
I'm a huge
All right.
fan.
And maybe if you were not doing music, what other art would you be doing?
So I don't just do music. Music is like a feature.
Okay.
It's just a feature of me. I do a lot of things. I'm a creative director. I have like 2 companies. I do graphic designs. I do photography. I also help companies set up, like we do surveys and things like that. So like I have a wide scope in life.
All right.
Yeah.
So art, when we look at art, we look at Twanda. All right.
Pretty much.
All right. I think I have a lot of questions per times on our side.
Okay.
Lastly, can you just any words to your fans?
Stay strong, stay vigilant. This way.
Yeah.
All right. Stay strong, stay vigilant, and most of all, be grateful for life and try to find the things that make you happy and pursue them vigorously.
All right, find what makes you happy and pursue it vigorously. And this was Trending Star.
Trending stars.